Another morning, another privy. Open air privy. Well, good morning. We're leaving camp this morning. I'm afraid it's going to be a bigger day than I really want. We're going into New York today, and there's a resupply about 15 miles in. And then it's a half mile to town, half mile out of town. That puts you at 16. And then the next shelter is another 4 miles. That's a 20-mile day. That's including a resupply. That's a big day. Well, just bumble along and see what happens. Here's a hazy viewpoint to start off the morning with the sound of traffic below. Connecticut. Well, that was easy. I'm not even two miles into my hike today, and I'm in New York already. I'm not going to celebrate too much though, because I think the trail wraps around, goes back into Connecticut for a while before it comes then back to New York. But hey, welcome to the Big Apple, or maybe the Big Apple's the city, but we're in New York anyways. I ran into a section hiker at that last viewpoint when I was leaving. He told me all this haze we're seeing is caused by some wildfires going on out west. I've been out of the news. I have no idea that there's wildfires, but there we are. So I've taken a bit of a detour off the AT. I wanted to see this Bulls Bridge, this covered bridge. It's kind of a beautiful little area. Looks like we've got some sort of a dam over here. The water spilling out. Beautiful river. Really pretty. Here's maybe a little bit better shot of the dam and the river. And there's our covered bridge up there. "10-mile hill, elevation 1,000 feet. Oh, how things have changed. In Connecticut, it feels you are never too far away from the cars that drive to and from work every day. The sound of city life through the trees can be heard sometimes just as often as the call of the bird. The path before you, it has rocks, it has grasses that spill upon the trail like green and yellow silken sashes. The fading hordes of nobos scuttle around with great fear, for the closing of Baxter soon draws near. Despite the attractions, amusements, and distractions, the feel of the wind on your cheeks is one of nature's contraptions that, like the streams that spill down the mountains where moss and rock combine to build nature's cheering fountains. Though down below in the city you have made your home, remind you belong up here, wandering nature's great throne. All right, goodbye Connecticut, on to New York. So this is kind of surprising to me. I'm at this creek, and I guess that's private property over there. And I don't know how well you can see it, but there's this barbed wire that goes way up high over even just that green part. Apparently someone doesn't want you walking up this creek. So this is kind of interesting to me. As you can see, this trail is marked just like the AT with the white blazes. But this is not an official part of the AT, I'm just figuring out. Looking at my map, they actually have you do a road walk along here instead of going on the trail. And the road walk, looks to be about the same length as going through the trail. I messed up. I found the trail. I stumbled onto the trail and I've been walking it. And I think the reason they are not having you walk down here this year is because there was a stream over there and I could see where an old bridge had fallen down. It was an easy enough stream to cross rock hopping, but they probably just out of caution have closed this section until they fix the bridge. So hey, it's kind of cool. This is a section of the AT I'm hiking that maybe not very many people in 2024 got to hike. Here's a story that popped into my mind that I honestly hadn't thought about in years and years. Maybe it's because we're in New York. But the story goes, and I heard this more than 30 years ago, so it happened sometime before that, but there's two new young missionaries in New York City. They're excited and eager to share the gospel, help other people, do good things. And as told by one of the missionaries, they're on a ferry in New York Harbor, and he's sitting there thinking to himself, how can I serve people? How can I help people? Trying to brainstorm ideas of things he can do. And as he looks down, he sees a homeless man with big army boots on, and the shoelaces on one of his boots had completely fallen out and were broken. And he was sitting there trying to put in a hanger, a wire hanger, run a wire hanger through his boot to use as a shoelace. And while the missionary's kind of looking at him, suddenly the other missionary, he sees his friend get down and kneel by the man, take off his own shoelaces and help the man thread them through his army boots and help the man out. And he was thinking, wow, here I am dreaming about all these wonderful ways I can serve people and not even seeing opportunities that are right under my nose. This is by far the longest continuous plank walk I have done on the trail, probably by a factor of 3. It just keeps going on and on. Whoa, this might be the end of it actually. Here's a 360 view of New York. It's starting to sprinkle on me, but at least I haven't been melting in the heat today. They like to use these little step ladder fences to make us climb over the barbed wire fences. And here's a small sampling of the wildflowers that are all over. It's very cool to see them all. I talked to the Malaysian guy who's doing the food truck. He was leaving. He's driving me into town so I don't have to walk that half mile. I'm in the back of this truck. I haven't done this since I was a kid. I've actually lost track. Are we at 8 railroad crossings on the AT? How about another 360? It's just so beautiful out here in the evening here on this boardwalk. Fantastic. I gotta say, New York has been a very different state so far. I've not seen anything like this yet. Look at this tree. Holy moly. This is a big tree, and that was a loud truck. I believe this is the Dover oak, the biggest oak tree on the Appalachian Trail. Right? I'm close to the shelter. I just stopped at the stream to kind of wash off, you know, the scoop method. Try to wash off some of the sweat. Tomorrow we'll talk about deli blazing. I don't know how easy it'll be to take a shot of my setup. I can see some people up there right now, but really great day. Thanks for watching. This video is going a little long, so I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, family, for your support. Bye. Youngest son of mine, here's my campsite for the evening. I'm up here a little bit above the shelter there, and I've lost my water bottle, so I'm going to check if I left it by the stream.